How can we live longer? Well, if you're a woman, if your mother was 25 years or younger when you were born, or if you live on a mountain, you have a pretty good chance of making it to 100. But let's just say none of that applies to you. What do you do then? I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Welcome to Vital Signs. If you're like me, you'd want to know, what is it about the people who live the longest? And how do we imitate that into our own lives? We decided to visit them where they live to try and learn. Some of the answers you're going to find quite simple, but others will surprise you.
To do bypass surgery is not sound unless you have a program that you put them on.
Right.
What's his name in New York? They wrote the book, The China
Study. Oh, yes. I'm just blanking on the name.
Campbell.
T.R. Campbell.
Colin
Yeah,
Campbell.
that's right. Yeah. It's pretty impressive that you remembered that, and I forgot. Not that I'm patting myself on the back, but that's you were 100 years old.
Well, I'll have to say this. I have noticed no deterioration in my mental ability with my age.
That is remarkable. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I think it goes along with your general health, and I'll have to say this. I'm a heavy promoter of the vegan approach.
Yeah.
Dr. Ellsworth Wareham follows an entirely plant-based diet, and it appears to have served him well. He's 100 years old and in perfect health. In fact, he was a practicing heart surgeon until only 5 years ago.
I assisted till I was 95. I could do open heart surgery right now. My hands are steady, my eyes are good.
How does being a vegan do all these things? Keep your hands steady, make your memory still remain so sharp?
What we concentrate is on the heart. You see, you don't have heart attacks.
Dr. Wareham lives in Loma Linda, California. It's one of the original blue zones. These are hotspots around the globe where people live measurably longer lives. Icaria, Greece, Sardinia, Italy, Okinawa, Japan, and Nicoya, Costa Rica. Each of them selected because of customs and lifestyles that help create an environment where people can live healthier, longer. Dan Buettner led the team that first discovered the blue zones.
Loma Linda has the highest percentage of Seventh-day Adventists in the world, and Seventh-day Adventists are living longer.
You got the oak brand? We need oak brand.
Oh, oak brand, that's over here.
The National Institutes on Aging had pointed me to the Adventist Health Study that showed that adherent Adventists were living about 7 years longer than, 7 to 10 actually, than their North American counterparts.
We are what we call whole plant-based diet vegetarians.
That's different than vegan.
It's a little different from vegan, yeah.
Seventh-day Adventists practice a religion that promotes the principles of healthy living. Members follow a diet of no meat, no smoking, no alcohol. It made them the perfect control group for the Adventist Health Study.
Is there a tangible number? Can you say you're going to live this much longer, you're going to have this much of a health benefit?
Well, in the Adventist Health Study, when you add 5 simple habits together, so no smoking, keeping to an ideal weight, plant-based diet, eating nuts regularly, and regular exercise, you add approximately 8 to 10 years onto your life. Now, it's all contributes a little bit. Each one of those contributes about 2 years.
One day, that's me. One day,
Adventists also observe a strict Saturday Sabbath. It's a time to unplug and unwind and share time with other like-minded people.
If someone is listening to this and they say, I want to adopt, I don't live in Loma Linda, I'm not Adventist, but I want to adopt some of those things into my own life. I mean, what would you tell them?
I'd say the first thing to do is assess your social network. Who are you hanging out with? Are these people who are bellied up at a bar or sitting on the TV, sitting on the couch watching TV on the weekends, or are they belong to a gardening club, or do they bike or walk the Strand?
Finding a social network that reinforces healthy behaviors. It's one of the key ingredients in the Blue Zones formula. The seniors here in Loma Linda have taken it to heart.
I love the joy that it brings to all of us. It's a happy time. We call it Happy Tuesday.
Whether it's this ukulele club that brings together about 80 performers every week, or the tone and moan workouts at the community rec center. These are seniors who have made it their mission to stay active, together.
We all know we ought to eat better, what we ought to do, we ought to exercise, we ought to lose a few pounds. Most of us fail to do it because we don't have that inner drive, that purpose, and I think that comes from saying, I'm part of something bigger. I have a purpose with my life. So I really believe the secret to longevity in the Blue Zone and everywhere else isn't so much eating a particular diet as it is having a purpose in what you're doing.
In addition to creating that sense of belonging and purpose, Seventh-day Adventists, like Dr. Wareham, say their religion also helps them deal with stress.
If your life is God-directed, you see, you don't interfere with him. He's a pretty big person. let him do it and accept what he gives you.
How big a role does stress play? How big a role did it play in your life? And
You've asked the wrong person. I don't go for the stress theory.
no?
No, I never had stress. I have a philosophy, you do the best you can, and the things you can't do anything about, don't give any thought to them. As far as I'm concerned, stress is a manufactured thing.
Dr. Wareham's positive take on life was inspiring, and it reminded me that so much of what affects our health, and maybe even how long we live, is mental.
I'm a surgeon like you. Because of that similar background, you may know someone like me better than most. What sort of advice would you give somebody like me?
You have to realize that it's a choice. You get up in the morning and you choose to be happy. You just choose it. You know what Abraham Lincoln said? Most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be.
I like that.
Well, here we are. We're intelligent people. Make up our minds to be happy. That's all there is to it.
Next, we visit another Blue Zone to meet some centenarians that are going to make you rethink what it takes to live long and live healthy.